What's good, everyone? This is Marcus, the Fingaz, Dafingaz, back with the Sampleist, and in this video, we're going to talk all about Staccato from Artistry Audio. Before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Sampleist for more great video reviews like the one you are about to watch right here. And although the library was provided by the great team over at Artistry Audio, they have not had any input on the video, and that will not affect our decision and judgment about the plugin. What is Staccato from Artistry Audio? It's a plugin that you can use to create synth plucks, leads, sequences, pads, and more. It also has animated ARPs. It has punchy leads, pulse racing plucks. You can use it in genres such as dance music, cinematic, hip hop, pop, R&B, other genres, whatever to your heart's content. It has a dual layer engine, granular synthesis, included motion, arpeggiation. It's similar to the Monolith plugin, if you are familiar with that. What's in Staccato? You get 85 sound sources, 200 master presets, over 100 effects presets, over 100 core presets, 30 motion presets. You can use it, like I said, in cinematic stuff, electronic stuff, lo-fi, organic sound design, downtempo, and it has a custom synth motion engine designed by the team at Artistry Audio. You are getting 2.3 gigabytes of material in this package, and it does work in the free Kontakt Player, and it does also work in Kontakt 6.7.0 or higher. And at the time of this recording, you can pick up Staccato from Artistry Audio for $149. Let's get into the windows here. When you open up the plugin, you have the main window here, which has all these different sections. You have all your presets, which you can load up. If you go to the different presets here, you have different source A, source B, the two layers. You have preset tags. You have master presets. So if I wanted an epic, atmospheric preset that also swelled and had arpeggiation, you can select all if you wanted to your heart's content. That'll narrow down the search for you. So you have a lot of those categories there. The presets, once you load them up, you have 6 macros. So these 6 macros will be contextual based on the preset that you select. And you can use the center knob or the center wheel here, which is also automatable to turn on and off the macros. And you can also adjust how high or how low those macros are overall with this knob here in the middle. The red and green handles that you see here at the individual macros will determine the global range that is being sent to the overall effect. So if I wanted to affect the range that the filter will be affected by the macro, I can adjust those arrows as needed with those red and green arrows. The faders will adjust the strength of each effect. So how strong will the filter be in the macro if I turn it all the way up there or all the way down there? And you can click effects at the bottom here to also have more parameters. So you can choose an effects preset down here. If it's like a synth bass, you have all these different presets here, and then you can also add an individual parameter down here to a macro. So you have so many options here. It's crazy, the settings that you have. You can toggle between the different presets down here. So these relate directly to the 6 presets or the 6 effects you have for the macro. So if you want to change those and adjust those as needed with different presets per macro, per effect, you have that. We've already done a lot. We're only still on the first page. You also have a mixer window right here. If I click that, you can have a different mix for the 2 layers. You can mix between the 2 layers. You can adjust the keyboard range per layer. You have the different knobs. You have mono, poly. So if you want it to be 1 note or 2 notes or more than 2 notes, you can change that from mono to poly. You can switch the sounds down here if you like. If I wanted to switch Holiday Mallets to another one, and you'll see that'll take us to our master presets setting up there that we saw at the top. So different ways to get to the same spot. And then you can adjust the range. So if I want this to be this source A to be a different range of my keyboard, you see the colors changing there. If you have a Native Instruments keyboard, the colors will also light to reflect the changes that you make here. So let's say left will be blue, and then the right will be, what is this? The right is blue and the left is orange. Is that how that works? Yep. So you can figure out the different ranges and colors there and how that will be affected. So this will have them both layered, and then this will only have that sort of right layer. So yeah, you have those options. So you can adjust the layers, the ranges, the keyboard ranges, and then of course you have sensitivity, which is a velocity sensitivity. You have pan knob, you have the transpose option, so you can transpose all the way down from -3 octaves up to +3 octaves. So that's a lot of stuff. And then volume all the way down to -0, all the way up to 12 dB. So you can adjust the volume of the different sources there. that's just page 1. And you can turn on and off the sources as needed. And then you can adjust the overall level with the main knob there. You also have a sequencer page here on the main page, so you can sequence different patterns. So let's say you have up to 10 patterns right here in this case, and you can adjust how the sequence is affecting each mix. You can adjust the color, the space, the shape. You can clear all. You have retrigger. You can adjust the speed, the steps. You can randomize it there. You know I'm a fan of randomized buttons. So that is the main page. We have more. That's just only a sliver of the main page. We also have a randomized button up here. So wherever you see this little die icon, you can hit that and it'll select a random, in this case, a random core, a random layer A, and in this case, random layer B. In this case down here, it'll select a random pattern, and you can adjust the sequence down there. So you have a random option up here also, so you can choose that, and it'll just randomize the different settings that it chooses. It'll choose a random, I like that Wakanda Forever name. We're gonna have to test that out. It'll choose a random preset, and you can adjust by hitting the setting knob what will be randomized when you hit the random button. So you can say I want it to randomize the core presets, I want it to randomize everything, or just the motion presets, the loop points, the layer effects. So you can get really, really granular. And then I can also randomize what's being randomized. That is really crazy. So by choosing the randomize option here, what you want randomized can be randomized. That's crazy. Or you can just delete and clear all and start over. And then I can click the button there. That'll just randomize different sources and layers and things. So, so much to... so much, and then I can hit the random up here again. That is the main page. I love all the randomizations options, and you can also save custom presets. So let's say I wanted to make a custom preset. I can click this icon, save it. I can say I want to name it here. I can save, add my tags and different things there to create my own custom presets within the engine. Again, it's already powerful. The first page alone is worth the price of admission. Let's jump over to the edit page. So here we are on the edit window, and you see a lot of functionality here. First off, what you might see that takes the main focus of your eyes, or at least of my eyes here, is you see the waveform. The waveform is shown. You can use this to shape the playback of the source of the sound. So let's say I wanted to start over there, start over here. You can do that. You can also change the source again. You have so many options where you can change the layer for that there. You can change the source. And then you have all these different options. You have stereo, pan, volume, transpose, sensitivity. You can adjust the engine, whether it's playing through the granular, the grains, sort of adding some granular things, and you can sample that and have those settings for just a grain engine, or you can just have simple playback. You can adjust whether it's playing free, straight, dotted, triplet, if it's playing forward or backwards. You can adjust the glide, the start of the playback, the ADSR, which is your attack, decay, sustain, release, the filter with the envelope. You have so many options. And then at the bottom here, the different effects that you can adjust. The equalizer, you can add brilliance. You have different presets there. You can also have tape saturation. You can adjust that there. You can add punch for your compressor. And you have replica, which is the delay. So you have so many options there in the edit engine. And again, you have different presets here. So if I adjust that, it'll adjust some of those settings at the bottom. As you can see, it'll change some of those effects. You have so many effects you can choose from here. So if you don't want this to be lo-fi, let's say you want it to be a plate reverb, you can do that there. You can choose again between those presets. So many options, so much to get through, and you can turn it on and off. So if it's off, it'll say turn it on. And then again, you can have your randomized function that you saw on the main page. You can adjust mono, poly options here, and you can adjust the source. Yeah, it's just so much that you can do on the edit window. You can also, one key thing is you can drag your own samples into this engine, and you can use the engine's power to adjust your own custom samples. So that's just another way where you can use this to build your own sounds and not have to use the presets that are built in. So yeah, you can drag your samples into this window. The sample will load up. And so I dragged in a sample called Fingers Crossed. It's a track that I created. And you see that it copied the name and stuff in there. And I'm going to play this. That's just me hitting you see I'm hitting C2. So it detected the root note. As you can see, my key here was F minor. I'm just going to play. I think it's choosing different sample engines, so I can adjust the range. So let's say I want it to start right here where there's like, actually I'll start at the end where it's like pretty much music. I'll adjust the range here, and we'll adjust the end to be right there. Yeah, so you can have too much fun with that, dragging in your own samples and using the engine to play with your samples. Let's jump over to the motion window. Right now I have it turned off. Let's bring back a regular preset. Let's go to brass. Let's go to master presets. We'll go to snow globe. Let's see how that sounds. There we go. So what you can do with the motion engine, you have volume, you have panning, you have filter options. You can do the pitch driven. You can also have the step sequence or the 4 LFOs at the bottom. So you have so many options here with motion. You can use preset and randomizations, which we saw a little bit of earlier. And you can use your cores with A and B, have them set up separately with different options for each core. And let's say we want to turn on all the LFOs. You might hear some of the drift and stuff happening. So you can use the motion engine here to adjust different parameters for pattern playback, and you can also have those sent to different LFOs down at the bottom, up to 4 LFOs. So you can use the motion window for a lot of different presets and randomizations with the sequences and things like that. And then finally, we have the ARP page. So let's turn off the motion page. And the ARP page, you can use this to create separate ARPs for the core A and core B. So let's say I wanted to have an ARP for velocity, octave, gate, probability, stutter, transpose. You have all of those options, but you can also change those to different keys and modes. So I can say I want stutter 3, probability up to 5, the randomize or the gate, let's say 5, octave, 3, velocity 2, and then let's turn this on. So you should hear some of that stuff going on there. And then again, you have different randomized options. You can have 2-to-1. You have your ARP types. So I can go Z up. So you hear some of that change. And then, of course, you can randomize each separate ARP separately. So I can randomize octaves. I can randomize these. I can adjust how many steps, and then I can lock them. All right, that sounds kind of weird, probably because this mode here. If I just go, not mixolydian, we'll go minor. Actually, we will go pentatonic. Yeah, so you have a lot of fun there with the ARP window. You can also just draw in whatever ARP that you want. So if you want to go up and down, so you can have fun with that, or you can just use that randomize button that we showed earlier to randomize that preset or that ARP. All right, so what we're going to do right here is I'm going to just mute the mic and go through a couple of the presets so you can hear how the plugin sounds. So that is just some of the presets. You can hear a lot of stuff. I was hearing a lot of styles in there, from Afro beats to like jungle to different synth presets that I could use in the synth stuff I'm doing, to some Brahms sounds for like trailer stuff, to a lot of synth stuff like heavy synth. So there's a lot in there. What we're going to do right now is we're going to jump to a demo that I created using only Staccato from Artistry Audio. Here we go. That is a demo I created using only Artistry Audio. I only have 3 tracks. This 4th one you can ignore. I was using that for the demo, but I have 3 tracks. Started with this Tape Dreams preset, and that is playing the basic riff that you hear, the basic idea, and that is doing this right here. And for those who want the theory, that is, we're in the key of C minor, so we're playing 6-7-1, the chord progression, so A flat major, 7 to B flat major, I think 7 to a C minor. So that's the chord progression. And then on the change there, we go to the 4, which is an F minor to G, almost E flat major, but playing the G over E flat, and then to A flat major, and then back to the beginning chord progression. So nothing too crazy there. So that's what's happening on the Tape Dreams preset. Then I have this Vintage Skates sort of underlying that, playing this, another preset there in Staccato. So playing some sort of melody, counter melody lines there. The main riff there is that D, E flat, or it's actually E flat, G, D, E flat, G, D, E flat, sounding like this. So I really wanted to hammer that sort of melody home. I just played it like almost freestyle while playing the piece, and it just came out. So I was like, I'm just going to keep playing that over and over, so that'll stick in your head. And then last but not least, on the second go around here, I have a little bit less of the Vintage Skates playing, and we bring in this Sparkle Magic helping with the melody a little bit, playing these single notes. So you hear that coming in, you hear that sort of melody coming in there. I'm going to play that along with the Vintage Skates. So that is it. Overall thoughts about the plugin. It is incredible. Again, like I said, I can see myself using this in a lot of places, especially when I'm trying to find lead sounds, pluck sounds to sort of cut through the mix. With the granular synthesis, the import your own samples in there to use the engine is incredible. The effects that are built in, The sounds that are built in are incredible. The presets. I'm usually one to just find presets or hit the randomize button to see what shows up and what the plugin does. The AI and the robots tell me to do, what sounds to use. So I might do that a lot with this plugin. And of course, like I mentioned, using it in the trailer stuff, the cinematic stuff. You can create cues for sync licensing users. I'm into sync right now, sync and trailers. So creating cues for sync licensing, starting with the idea here and maybe adding things or just using Artistry or Staccato on its own. But incredible plugin. Shout out to the whole team at Artistry Audio for sharing this with us. Again, you're getting over 2 gigabytes, 2.3 gigabytes in there. It does use the free Kontakt Player, so you don't have to purchase the full version of Kontakt. But if you do have Kontakt, the full version, it does require 6.7.0 or higher. And at the time of this recording is priced at $149. Definitely check it out. Be sure again to like, comment, and subscribe to the Sampleist for more great video reviews like this. And we will see you in the next video. All right, peace.